Self improvement is a massive movement online. It masquerades as a positive movement set on improving the lives of individuals. And while it may succeed at doing that for some, at large, I think it just takes advantage of lonely men. Now, I know that's a pretty polarizing statement to begin with. How can self improvement ruin lives? Well, let me tell you my story. I am now 18. I'm going to turn 19 this year. And from the ages of 14 to 17, I was obsessed with self improvement. It started with very basic stuff. What got me into self improvement in the first place was wanting to improve the way I looked. As a child, I was always really skinny, and I was really active, and COVID stopped that, so I found myself getting chubbier, and it wasn't anything too bad, but I felt really insecure in that moment. That's what drew me to self improvement. I think the reason that it drew me to self improvement was because I figured if I can fix my body, then I can fix my mind. And it felt like working towards a better physique was going to solve all my problems. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's a bad thing. But what that later developed into, by the time I turned 17, I had spent years just following a script. I wasn't on Instagram. I barely had time to hang out with my friends because I spent all my time doing productive things. I had my exams coming up, so I would study as much as I could. On top of that, I would work out. On top of that, I was doing martial arts. I was doing a lot of things. And what I never actually considered was why. And the more thought I put into it, the more I realized I'm basically just doing these things because someone told me to. And it was just some random self-improvement YouTuber that I found online who was essentially telling me what I should do with my life. That's what drew me into wanting to start agencies and online video editing businesses. These are things that I did purely because someone else told me to, and that's why I didn't succeed. And I think the issue with the self-improvement space, at least the space that I found myself in, was that I felt like shit not being able to do these things. I felt like shit when I didn't want to sit there and edit videos for like 4 hours at a time to try and make money. I felt like shit when I couldn't sit there and meditate for 30 minutes at a time. But the reasons that I couldn't do these things was because I genuinely had no intrinsic motivation to do that. The only reason that I wanted to do that was because people said I should. And I think that is the fundamental problem with self-improvement. It creates a one-size-fits-all solution for a problem that cannot have that. Right? I think the problem that the self-improvement space is trying to fix, at least the space that I was part of, was trying to fix male loneliness and just male depression that is rising. Right? A lot of it was targeted towards young, lonely men that are lacking support. And I think while it may have helped me in the beginning, what it ended up cultivating was just a lost individual. It didn't fix the problem. It just threw things at it, hoping that one of them would work, and none of them did. You know what did actually fix my problems, fix the loneliness that I felt? It was hanging out with my friends. Right? It was getting off YouTube, getting off school and Reddit and all these platforms, and just going outside and talking to my friends. Whether that meant playing volleyball with my friends or playing video games online with my friends, which, by the way, I would have been crucified in the self-improvement community for playing video games online. But I did that, and that single act gave me so much more purpose and enjoyment than any amount of meditation that I had done. And it's because playing video games is something that I actually wanted to do. And I think that is sort of where I stand on this subject now. I think self-improvement is exactly that. It is self-improvement. It is a very, very personal journey, and no one can tell you what that's going to look like for you. I can't tell you what you should do to improve yourself. And the best way that's worked for me is to leave my house, go outside, do these things. Because the more time that I spent online in my house, just overthinking these things, I only worsen the feelings of loneliness and anxiety that I feel. But the second I go outside in the real world and start doing things that I enjoy, that is when I've noticed the most benefits from self improvement. I think self improvement is a good movement, but like any other YouTube video, it is purely designed to gather your attention. It's designed to make you want to watch more and more and more and more, but that's not gonna fix your problem. Your problem is only gonna get fixed if you leave this bubble that you've created for yourself and figure out what life means for you. So that is all. I know this video is basically just me rambling on about what I think self improvement is, but I think it's an important one and it's something that I just wanted to get out. If you don't find it useful, maybe there's someone who's like a younger version of me watching this, trying to figure out what they need to do with their lives. And hopefully this video has helped them.